£2,100 a month for this. Flat hunting in London is getting harder and harder. Today I'm showing you the 6 flats that I viewed and rejected for my client Damien, who was relocating to London with a budget of £1,800 a month. Because the flats you reject teach you as much, if not more, than the flat you end up taking. For each flat I'll tell you exactly where the red flag was, so next time you're on a viewing, you already know what to look for. Let's start with the one that looked the most promising on paper. This studio was in Shoreditch, a 5-minute walk from Hoxton Overground. On paper, it ticked a lot of boxes. First thing I notice, it's on the ground floor, opening directly onto the street. That's already a security concern for me, and that's the kind of thing that never shows up on the listing, of course. The bathroom is on the right as you come in. There is a window, which is good, but since it faces the street, I wouldn't be opening it much. It's not terrible, just not comfortable. The kitchen is fine. Dated, not a lot of storage, another window onto the street. The basics are here, appliances, enough space, but nothing exciting. The main room has a dining table, a double bed, and a large built-in wardrobe, which is a great bonus. You could add curtains to separate the sleeping area, and also bring a sofa to try and make it work as a living room. It's not a horrible flat. It was listed at £1,600 a month, which is one of the cheaper ones I saw that day. And honestly, this price makes sense. Ground floor flats, which opens directly onto the street on top of that, are always going to be cheaper because they are a deal breaker for a lot of people. For Damien, it wasn't worth it. He wanted better quality and to be closer to the office. But if your budget is around £1,500 and you're flexible on the ground floor thing, this could work. And I think there is even room to negotiate the price a little bit. So that one was a no for Damien, but not necessarily a no for everyone. The next one is also on the ground floor, listed at the same price, but it has a completely different feel. This one surprised me. It's just south of the Thames, near Surrey Quays. It's right by the dock, very quiet, lovely view. And it's a proper one-bedroom, not a studio. You come in straight into the bedroom, it's a good size, and what you see through the window is a private patio. So yes, it's on the ground floor, but you're not waving at strangers all day. There is also integrated storage on the left. The bathroom is decent. Good size, bath, and a bit of storage. Then there is the living room and kitchen. The kitchen is actually great. There is a window, plenty of counter space and storage, a washing machine, and a proper stove oven. The only slightly annoying thing is that the fridge doesn't fit inside the kitchen, so it's right there in the living room. And then there is the patio. Private, water view in the background, big enough for a table and chairs. This was an amazing bonus. And finally, here's the proper overview of the living room. It's a good size and I like the wooden floor. It was listed at £1,600 a month, which is good value for the area. The only real downside is that it was unfurnished, which is not necessarily a deal breaker. You can ask a landlord to furnish a flat, it's just about how you frame the offer. But for Damien's timeline and budget, it wasn't the right move. So not a bad flat at all, just not the right fit for this client. It went on the maybe list, and we kept it in mind. But the next one is where things start getting a bit more interesting. Higher floors, better views, and a price to match. First thing, look at that view. We are on the 17th floor and we have an amazing panoramic view of London with a little canal below as well. A good view completely changes how a flat feels. The flat itself has been recently repainted and it is spotless. The kitchen isn't anything special, but it's practical. Full-size fridge, decent counter space and storage, a little island that doubles as a breakfast bar so you don't necessarily need a dining table. Next is the bedroom. It has a good view too, and a built-in wardrobe. The bathroom is spacious, in perfect condition, with a big mirror and a bath. There are also 2 large cupboards in the hallway, which is always useful for storing bulky stuff. So far, so good. The problem, it was listed at £1,875 a month, which was already pushing Damien's budget. And it was unfurnished. Now, as I said before, you can ask a landlord to furnish a flat. That's something you can add to your offer. but it usually only works if you offer higher rent, or if the landlord is struggling to find tenants and you're the strongest applicant. I saw this flat before it even went live on Rightmove, and I knew it was going to get a lot of interest. Asking for furniture on top of that was unrealistic without going over budget, so we decided to pass. I thought it was slightly overpriced for what it was, and the unfurnished situation made it even harder to justify. Now the next flat. I'll be honest, I've been curious about this one for a long time. It's one of those buildings that you've probably seen on the skyline of Canary Wharf, and I was curious to see what it had to offer. So let's see what £2,000 a month looks like inside. Coming in, there's a cupboard with a washing machine, which is very practical. Then the double bed, which I think is a Murphy bed, but I didn't try folding it up because I didn't want to break anything. Then there is a small living area with a sofa. The kitchen looks very basic at first, but then you start finding things. There's a proper oven hidden in this cupboard, a wine cooler which is slightly overkill, but it's there, a tiny dishwasher in a drawer, and a full-size fridge, which is super rare in a studio this size. And then the view. We are on the 37th floor. You can see the horizon and the dock below. It's peaceful in a way you don't expect from Canary Wharf. The building also has a gym, a cinema room, and not one, but 2 swimming pools. It feels like a fancy hotel down there. But here's the thing, Damien didn't care about any of that. Fancy amenities are lovely, but they don't compensate for a missing must-have. My client needed space to work properly, and he needed to be closer to the office. This wasn't the right location, and the studio was too small for the price. The next one is in a completely different location, just north of Old Street. No fancy buildings, no swimming pools, but I had high expectations for this one that seemed larger than average. And then I walked in. The bathroom is the first thing you see when you come in. It's not the worst bathroom I've ever seen, but it feels a bit cheap. The floor looks dirty, but it's actually just the tile style, it's not from dirt, and there is paint damage on some walls as well. If we look at the positives, it's a decent size and there is a window. In the hallway there is built-in storage, even if it's full of random stuff left by the landlord or previous tenant. The bedroom is fine. There is space for a double bed and a desk, and there is built-in storage as well. The kitchen is okay, but wasted. They didn't use the wall space for extra storage, and there is only a small fridge in a kitchen that could fit a full-size one. On the bright side, there is a built-in cabinet and a window. And then the living room. Good size, very bright, and there is a small balcony. Unfortunately, the furniture is in really poor condition. The sofa, the chairs. It's not my taste, and more importantly, for this price, it's not acceptable. Because this flat was listed at £2,100 a month. That's exactly what I keep saying about London. Price doesn't signal quality. Everything is expensive here. But if you're spending over £2,000 on rent, you deserve furniture that isn't falling apart. This was a pass. This next one is a bit different, because the flat itself is actually really good. I want to show it to you anyway, because what happened with this one is something that catches a lot of people out when they're moving. Let's jump in the tour. First, there is a large bedroom with loads of space. We have drawers, a double bed, a desk, and a huge integrated wardrobe. The bathroom is spacious, not the most modern, but in very good condition. There is a bath and proper storage. And then the living room with the open-plan kitchen. For the area, this room is massive. There is more than enough space for a proper living area and a dining area, and it's very bright. The kitchen has a lot of storage, a washing machine, a dishwasher, and a full-size integrated fridge. The photos in the listing match that exactly, so no bad surprises. It was ideally located in East London, it was furnished, and it was listed at £1,790 a month. It was genuinely a great flat for Damien. There was just one problem. It was available a few weeks too late and we couldn't wait. When you're relocating, timing matters, and each day can cost you a lot of money. So as much as it hurt to walk away from this one, we had to pass. What I want you to take from this video is simple. The viewings that don't work out are not wasted time. They are actually the most important ones. Every flat you reject teaches you something important about what you actually need and what the market looks like. And if you want help with this process, that's what my flat hunting service is for. You can book a free call with me if you'd like more information, the link is just below. And for Damien, we did find the right flat for him in the end. You can watch that in this video.